For our time of testimony today, we'll be hearing membership testimony from our brother Dan Phan. Dan is a brother dear to my heart as a fellow member of Thailand House Church. He's one of the most interesting people I know. I just enjoy being with him and hearing about his life and things like that. And so we're blessed to hear testimony from him. He's husband of Ashley, father to Paris and Asher. Let's give a clap to the Lord as we hear testimony from Dan.
Good morning, Harvest. Eugene just read the first two lines of my testimony. So, hey, Harvest, my name is Dan Phan. I know some of you here, I don't know all of you. I hope to change that. I'm a husband to Ashley, over there. Father to Paris, 9, and Asher, 8. So my family started going to Harvest about 3 years ago. So before attending Harvest, we lived in Indiana, Illinois, Georgia, and North Carolina. So how did we end up at Harvest? Well, we received a call. So not the call, but a call from the wife of a pastor of a small church in Illinois we used to go to. We haven't spoken to her in a few years, but she had learned that we moved down to Florida, and she called us, said she was thinking about us, and suggested we go to this church. I believe the Holy Spirit was working through her to recommend that we attend this church. So I know you're thinking, Dan, why did it take you 3 years to become a member? Well, to answer that question, I have to backtrack a little bit to help explain that. So I grew up the son of an immigrant family from Vietnam. After the war, we settled in North Carolina. My parents were Buddhist, but we only attended temple a few times in my life that I can remember. So growing up, I used to pride myself on being one of the smartest people in the room. I kind of still do, right? I knew something about everything, including the world's major and minor religions. You know, I'll challenge anybody here to a game of Jeopardy, right? So I knew Bible stories, I knew Bible verses, I knew about Jesus. I just knew about Jesus. I didn't know of Jesus, right? So I didn't know really the person. All that changed about 6 years ago when I thought my wife was going to die during a complicated surgery. No matter how smart I thought I was or how successful I was, I couldn't do anything to save her. I knew I had to submit to a power outside of myself, greater than my own. So that's when I stopped and I just asked God for help. Since then, there's been some growth and some regressions. Eventually, after a lifetime of denial and always looking for what's wrong with Christianity or what was wrong with what everybody else was doing, I stopped and I focused on my own personal relationship with Jesus and what was right about Christianity. I accepted the love that Jesus had for me. Through it all, I learned that nothing that I ever confessed to him would make him love me any less. So I was baptized here 2 years ago on Easter Sunday, and today I'm giving you my membership testimony. All right? So now I know what you're thinking. Dan, why did it take you 2 more years to become a member? All right. So I used to jokingly say that I didn't want to become a member of any organization that would have me. Right? But I am genuinely proud to be a member of this church. Along the path of life, my house church shepherds, Eugene and Joyce, along with the Thailand House Church members, have eaten well, laughed, and cried together. Commonly, people say that you are the average of the 5 people you most associate with. Proverbs 13:20 says, "He who walks with the wise grows wise, but a companion of fools suffers harm." So take a minute and think about who you commonly associate with. Take a minute. So are you the person raising people up or bringing people down? If you think about it, any way you answer it, you probably need to go to a house church based on that, right? Bringing people up or bringing people down. My advice to you is go to a house church. become a member of the church. Become involved in not only learning about Jesus' message, but also living it in your daily lives. Now, I may still stumble along the way, but I know this church and my house church members will help me down the correct path. In summation, to quote William Butler Yeats, there are no strangers here, only friends you haven't yet met. So if you're new to Harvest and are alone, or are just looking for a family, don't be a stranger. Come by, say hi to myself, come say hi to Ashley, and you'll get a belly full of good food, probably some drinks, some fellowship, and some reasonably good conversation from us. Thank you.